Thank you for joining me. Today we're looking at a practice assessment for Unit 5. This is for 3rd grade math at Skycrest, but you'll find that lots of schools have similar curriculum, and fractions are fractions wherever you go. So let's start this, and at any time pause the video. In fact, I encourage you to pause the video on every single problem, try to solve it yourself, and then use the video to check your answers or to deepen your understanding. Let's jump in. Choose the fraction that represents the shaded fractional part of this visual model. Okay, so here are our fraction choices, A, B, C, or D, and then this is the visual model. And just as a little bit of review, whenever we have a fraction, it has two parts, a numerator and a denominator. The numerator, always what's on top, and that's how many pieces you're concerned about. And honestly, generally in our math problems, it's usually how many pieces are shaded. How many shaded? That's kind of the key term, because that's how many you're talking about. The denominator is how many pieces all together, all the parts. So when we look at this figure here, let's figure this out together. How many pieces are shaded? That's going to be the numerator. Well, you can pretty much tell, but let's count. 1, 2. 2 pieces shaded, 2 pieces on top of the fraction line. The denominator, all of the parts, not just the shaded parts, not just the unshaded parts, but all the parts together. We've already counted 2, so let's just keep on counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 would be our denominator. Do you see this fraction over here? 2/5? Well, here's 2/6. No. 2/3? 2/4? You've probably already spotted it. Yes, you are correct. 2/5 is correct. Let's try this one. Select the rectangle that is partitioned into fifths. Now, if you look at this word partitioned, you might see the word part in there. And if you look in fifths, at fifths, you might say, hey, that sounds a little bit like the number 5. Well, you are correct. We are looking for the rectangle that has 5, that's divided into 5 equal parts. Well, you can probably tell visually, or with just minimal counting, which one it is. But I'm going to start at the bottom. 1, 2, 3. Nope, we need 5 equal parts. Not going to be it. 1, 2, 3. And these parts aren't even equal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, still not 5. And they're not equal. So it's got to be this last one, A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and sure enough, they are equal. So our answer is A. Let's move on to the next one. Which point marks 6/8 on the number line? A, B, C, or D? Well, why don't we mark the points so that we'll know? We know that there's going to be 8 spaces between the 0 and the 1, so each of these is going to be an eighth. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. Even though there's no dot there, there is the tick mark, and so that is what the fraction would be. 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8. And although this says 1 here, we know that 1 is equivalent to 8/8. So which one of these matches 6/8? Well, is it A? A is 1/8. B is 5/8. Yes, you are correct. C, I almost said D there. C is 6/8, and D is over here at 8/8. So the answer is C. I think we can do one more problem in this video, so let's just keep going. What fraction represents this model? This is a little interesting. Where do we start? We have A, B, C, and D, and there's an A in each one. In math, when people put letters in there, it simply means it could be any number. A, in fact, that's a good way to remember it. A, any number. And the A goes with the A. Well, so we know that, they're all the same. They all say A. What do we do now? Well, that just takes care of part of the fraction, the numerator, because nothing's shaded. What about the denominator? Can we figure out the denominator from this rectangle? Yes, we can. I'll give you a moment to try to figure it out. Pause the video. All right, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The denominator must be 7, and so the correct answer would be the one with the 7, A over 7. This has 5 as the denominator, 4 is the denominator, 6 is the denominator. No, any fraction, whether it's 1/7 or 2/7 or 3/7, the denominator must be 7. I think we've actually got time for one more. What is the missing numerator of the fraction on this number line? Okay, so this time we have an X as the numerator. So we need to figure out which of these numbers goes where that X would be. What does X equal? Does it equal 2? Does it equal 4? Does it equal 1? Or does it equal 8? Well, they've given us the denominator of 3, but let's just check. 1, 2, 3. So 3 equal sections. That's correct. But how many hops to get over to the X? Let's try it. We always start at the 0. That would be 1/3, 1 hop. This is 2 hops. So it would be 2/3. So if our 3 is the 3, the X would be the 2. We should have a 2 here. And then one more hop would be 3/3, which would be the 1. All right, this was part 1 in a series of review questions for this assessment. Join me for the next video for part 2. Thank you.